Hi everybody, welcome to another Low on Health Rambling. Today is Sunday, October 10th, 2010. It's around 6:18 p.m. Just another lazy kind of Sunday day. Went to my mom's every 2 weeks. Go to my mom's, had spaghetti and garlic bread and meatballs, which is awesome. My life as it is, I don't really eat that many different things or actually have that much food made for me, so having simple dishes like spaghetti and garlic bread actually mean a lot to me, which is sad, I know, but that's just how my life is right now. But I have been watching a lot of things. Everything else home-wise, work is fine. Rufus is sleeping right there. It's a kind of, the usual kind of day, week. It's been nice, actually, recently for us in Florida. I don't think, I might have mentioned it before, where it's nice and breezy. It's not that hot. Actually, everybody has their houses open. You can get nice cross breezes and stuff, and it's really just kind of nice outside. But let me just go ahead and move on to what I've been watching, which is a lot of stuff recently. The first thing I want to mention that I've been watching is going to be the Man with No Name trilogy. Basically, for whatever reason, a lot of old movies are getting Blu-ray releases, and this is another one, just like the Mad Max trilogy was before, that has been released on high def. In which case, I watched this series, classic Clint Eastwood westerns, which I've never watched before, and watching them in high def was cool. Watching them was just cool. I see why a lot of people are interested in this genre. I see a lot of just kind of nods from stuff I've watched, recently, that this is where the shots and the camera angles came from. A lot of people got their inspiration from these films. Fistful of Dollars, A Few More Dollars, and The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. I watched all three, just finished watching The Good, the Bad, the Ugly today. Really long film, good film, but really kind of a long film. I will say, personally though, I did like Fistful of Dollars the most. Just because maybe it's brevity and it's just kind of simplistic, maybe not really simplistic plot, but I just liked his character more in that one. I will say this is kind of something interesting, watching these in high def, just kind of watching the older movies in high def, like Evil Dead, I noticed it too, like, fake things definitely seem fake now. Like, you can definitely tell the fake blood in these movies, which is kind of funny, because it reminds me how we're using CG fake blood nowadays in movies, and it's just not that great. It almost looks just like the fake blood in these movies. I would even say this looks better than the CG blood. But it's just definitely noticeable. I will say one cool thing about these types of movies, this trilogy in particular, is the music and the score is just freaking amazing on these. I really did enjoy listening to the music, and it just really sets the timepiece and kind of the action sequences and just kind of the characters' themes and whatnot. Very good. Really did enjoy watching these, and definitely recommend, if you can watch these now on Blu-ray or in high def, definitely watch them. They're great movies, and they're just even that much greater in high def. Moving on here. Another movie I watched recently, which a lot of people wouldn't think that I watched, but I did. How to Train Your Dragon. This is one of those classic, Pixar, probably not Pixar, DreamWorks, I don't know who did this, whatever, films, which I don't watch these anymore. But I did watch Up recently, because Up is just kind of sad and depressing. How Do You Train Your Dragon actually has gotten really good reviews, and just like, I go to Rotten Tomatoes, it has a really high review. And just like Iron Giant, I mean, if enough people actually thought it was that good, I'll watch it. In which case, I watched How to Train a Dragon. I was very much impressed with it. Great character development, just good overall story and arc. It doesn't seem too stupid. It doesn't throw in like stupid pop culture references or anything. It doesn't insult the audience, intelligence. So I was just really much impressed with it. I definitely recommend, if you have kids or if you haven't seen it, watch How to Train Your Dragon. A lot of people I think before had mentioned it too, and I automatically dissuaded it, but I watched it, and a really good film. Well, give it a shot. I also want to mention recently over in Japan, essentially their fall season has started, a new anime series coming out, in which case I've actually paid more attention to it than I have in previous season releases, because a lot of people are clamoring about some, not all moe shows, which is nice. This is one of the ones, Painting and Stalking with Garterbelt, which is kind of, almost has the aesthetic of a Powerpuff Girls type thing. After watching this, it's okay, it's kind of campy. It actually reminds me a lot of Excel Saga, kind of more of a raunchy Excel Saga. In which case, I watched it, whatever. I probably won't continue watching it. It definitely has, its own little kind of vibe. It's definitely stylistic, I'll give it that, but not really my thing. But, if you're interested in it, or at least give it a first episode watch. Moving on here, the other show that I watched recently was Star Driver. In which case, Star Driver kind of got an over-the-top, kind of almost Gurren Lagann, Rosefon type of vibe with the school and whatnot. In the first episode, it almost made me think that they were trying too much, kind of putting almost all their cards on the table, in which case it just felt like a garbled mess of crap. Watched the first episode, just really wasn't that entranced with it, and probably won't continue watching it. Moving on here. Another Another series I watched recently is this, of course, Ore no Nomura Media Kona ni Kawaii Wake ga ni, which I probably pronounced totally wrong. This is actually a decent little series. It's more, set in, contemporary Japan and whatnot. And it actually reminds me more of kind of a Welcome to NHK, kind of a reverse. Essentially, this guy's younger sister is very much into moe, games and anime and whatnot, and specifically the little sister genre. And she kind of asks him to kind of help him get out of that. She wants to kind of become normal and expose him to that. And it's kind of just almost kind of like a slice of life type anime where it's kind of reversed to where the girl is the more anime fan and whatnot, and the brother isn't. So actually interested in it, and I will continue watching it. Moving on here, another one that I am, of course, very interested in. Of course, the season 3 for Black Lagoon. Of course, Black Lagoon, if you know it, good. If you don't know it, whatever. But if you watch the first 2 seasons, you know how great it is. Of course, they're also available. But apparently now there's this OAV for Bird's Blood Trail. And I don't know if this is actually going to be a continuing season episodic or if it's just going to be OAVs like Hellsing. But I watched the first of the OAV episode, and I very much like it. Definitely has the style. Definitely has the action and gunplay that you're used to Black Lagoon, and great characters and great writing. I really much enjoyed it. Can't wait for more. Moving on here. Also got Turima Matsuno Index 2. Of course, the Certain Magical Index 2. This, of course, take the second season. Of course, this is a popular manga, light novel. We got Railgun last season, or last year, which I enjoyed. I liked the first Certain Magical Index, and I definitely like in this one. I watched the first episode, and it was just, what you expect to get out of it. I definitely like the world they created for this series. I definitely like the Magic Academy and whatnot, and just the magicians, and they've actually gone through kind of some lengths of describing the world and how their world works, like the physics of it and the basics for all its rationale. And I very much enjoy that, and I am very much looking forward to watching more of this season. Another series I want to mention, of course, is Bakuman, which is, I believe, the Death Note creator basically has made this one, in which case couldn't find a really good video for it. A couple of my friends have mentioned they read the manga for this. Some were impressed, some were not impressed. Basically follows the storyline of a guy who wants to become like a manga artist and whatnot. Very much kind of a slice of life. I very much enjoyed it because it has a lot of promise. I'm hoping that this series does time jumps. I can't see it being day-to-day, week-to-week school life, and basically them trying to become and follow their passions and their dreams of what they want to do. She wants to become like a voice actress. These two guys want to become famous manga artists, which is great and all, but I hope it's not just every day, how they try to do this or how they're competing. I hope we definitely get some time jumps. But I definitely will watch it. I'm going to continue watching it, but I'm hoping it doesn't stay stale and just kind of go day to day and just kooky hijinks and crap, because I'm really not about watching that nowadays. But those are kind of the anime series that I watched recently, just the first episodes of some, and like I said, I will be watching Bakuman, Certain Magical Index, Black Lagoon when it comes out, and that one. Another thing that happened recently, basically, apparently Panasonic is releasing a handheld called The Jungle, in which case it was supposed to be a big MTV, had a gaming release thing, in which case Gizmodo broke it earlier. Should have probably picked a thing that had a picture of it. Let me go ahead and start this if the video isn't already all cracky because of crap. Let me see if it actually has a picture of it, which I should have brought up earlier, and I do apologize, but search for The Jungle. It's basically almost looks like the N-Gage. It's supposed to be skewed towards the MMO market, a portable MMO handheld, which doesn't seem that good. We already have the DS, the PSP, and the iPod Touch, in which case it goes DS, iPod Touch, iPod phone, iPad, and then PSP. So I don't know why we need another handheld on the market. It's almost a joke, this thing. We don't have no price point, no release date, no actual notice of support or third-party support, what games are going to come out for it. It's almost kind of a joke, in which case I think on the MTV program that they released it on, one of the guys actually thought it was like a new two-way pager or something. It looks ridiculous. It's not worth anybody's time, and I'm hoping that it just becomes a big joke like the N-Gage and everything else. Moving on, I want to talk a little bit about gaming, a little bit. Gamefly, of course, they shipped me Castlevania, in which case I played for 4 days and sent it back. I have a review going up soon talking about why I was kind of disappointed with it. They did ship me Halo Wars, which in case I haven't gotten that yet, but I am looking forward to actually playing that, boosting up my, of course, Halo Waypoint score. And then, of course, they've also... I've been playing Civilization 5 for the PC, which is fun. Of course, those will probably be 2 reviews later on. But this is how my queue looks right now. We got Front Mission. Looking forward to Fallout because I like the open-end Bethesda stuff. So hopefully that's kind of cool. I haven't had a game like that in a while. But other than that, that's kind of really about it. just been watching a lot of stuff recently. Oh, I do want to mention, because I sent back Castlevania because I didn't think it was going to be worth my time, I decided to start reading the Berserk manga, starting from the very beginning, in which case that's like, over 300 chapters, in which case I'm on volume, I think, 11 now of the graphic novel volumes. But trudging through it, and I shouldn't even say trudging through it, I very much enjoy reading Berserk. Even though it's kind of still in that rehash point where it's kind of touching upon the anime, of course the manga is, of course, more graphic, more gruesome, and it's just definitely better than the anime. Not saying the anime wasn't great, the anime was great, but the manga is just as good, if not better. In which case I'm plowing through that and enjoying it immensely. But other than that, that's really about it. As always, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.